Okay, balik po tayo. Here's a text, 0950-569-8272 from Rhyme Camille from Mindanao. Good evening po sa inyo, sirs. Nakakatulong ba ang ASEAN sa paglutas ng problema sa South China Sea?
Well, dapat, no? Dapat. Kasi nga, ito nga yung mga joint statement, andyan ang Code of Conduct. Ang problema lang, kasi ASEAN, kahit na maraming bansa, militarily and
Maski na pagsama-sama mo lahat, kulang pa din.
economically, malaki pa rin ang China. Pagkatapos ang strategy ng China, parating bilateral sila. Bilateral sa Vietnam,
Ayaw nila
bilateral sa
magkasundo-sundo.
Indonesia. Oo, iniisa-isa tayo. Kaya, pero kahit paano, malaki may tutulong. I hope na in the end, lalo na lilipat na sa Singapore ang ASEAN next year. So, Singapore has been quite assertive pagdating dito, no? They're hosting Navy ships of the US in Singapore, yung mga bagong bansa. They're very aggressive militarily also. I think they have the strongest military in the ASEAN area. A lot of more than 100 fighter planes, submarines, and so tapos Vietnam is quite assertive. Indonesia
Well, let me
also.
ask you a question. Remember the incident that happened between China and Vietnam on the oil rigs? Okay. Anong sinabi kaya ng China sa Vietnam para umatras ang Vietnam?
Well, dalawang incident yan. No?
Dalawa yan,
Yung
oo.
pinakahuli at saka yung nauna. Yung pinakauna, 2014, ang pinag-uusapan, pumasok yung giant oil rig ng China sa loob ng EEC. Kaya may poder ang Vietnam doon. Pero pagpasok ng oil rig, escorted by Coast Guard ships and fishing vessels in China, sinalubong sila. Kinonfront sila ng Coast Guard ships and fishing vessels ng Vietnam. So mga 3 buwan na standoff yun, no? Bakbakan, bungguan, nagkasakitan talaga, basa, water hosing. And sa Vietnam mismo, nagalit yung mga Vietnamese, nag-riot sila roon, nag-demonstrate sila in front of Chinese establishments at nagkasakitan din doon. So after 3 months of that, umatras ang Vietnam. Ang China. Pero itong bandang huli naman, iba naman ang sitwasyon. Wala sa EEC ng Vietnam yung pinag-uusapan. So magtatayo sila ng joint development doon in the open sea, not within the EEC of Vietnam. So nag-warning ang China. Siguro because of that, dahil hindi nila EEC yun, hindi nila exclusive economic zone, not within the 200 nautical mile limit of Vietnam, kaya siguro umatras sila. Kasi hindi maganda yung territorial position nila doon.
Okay.
Pero yung nangyari na yan, yung 2014 confrontation, yan ang tinuturing na parating a very good study, sabi ng mga analysts, a very good study of how to deal with China's bullying because that was a failed bullying by China. Yun ang ano ngayon. So, andyan ang Vietnam pagdating sa negotiation on the Code of Conduct. So, we can expect a very lively debate pagdating dito. Kasi hindi lang ito between the Philippines and China. It is between ASEAN and China.
Is it possible that in the coming days, we will see the Philippines take a somewhat firmer position on some of these issues with respect to our ability to utilize our resources and things within our ECC?
Well, alam mo yung binanggit ko kanina, yung editorial ng isang respetadong newspaper. Ang isang bagay na binanggit nila is ang worry nila, yung inaction natin on the ruling of the arbitral tribunal may be interpreted as lack of interest. Parang sa korte, di ba? Yung ordinary land dispute, pag pinabayaan mo yung lupa mo, hindi mo pinaglalaban, sasabihin ng korte, wala ka interest yan, 10 years, inabandon mo.
Yeah, but this is precisely the point I'm making. For a country that does not have the capability to protect it, should we not even put up some kind of token force and insist, no.
Well, meron na rin.
Instead of just folding up.
In fairness naman, meron na tayong 12 bagong fighter jets, no? Galing sa Korea. Tapos nag-order tayo ng 2 frigates. 2 frigates doon sa Korea din na medyo matagal pa, mga 3 to 4 years bago ma-deliver.
Hindi, pero the use of the islands within our economic zone.
Yun ang nga, yung reed bank natin, isa yan. Well, doon sa joint statement ng China and the Philippines. Kasama yan yung mga oil exploration, oil development. And I think they're talking not of areas in China. They're talking of areas within the Philippines.
Oo,
No?
bakit sila makikialam
Kaya
dito?
nga, but mabuti naman, merong caveat doon. Nakalagay doon, subject to our laws, our constitution. Kasi yan ang pinangangamba ng marami na baka bigla silang pumasok doon because our constitution is very clear. Hindi pwedeng foreign entity ang pumasok. It has to be a Filipino entity.
Yeah, but they have already violated our sovereignty.
Yung sa...
Oh, you know, so...
pero na-violate na sa Mississippi Reef, no?
Oh.
Pinasok nila, that's inside our exclusive economic zone. Yung Scarborough Shoal is also, by the way, under Republic Act 9522, that is also our territory. We have sovereign jurisdiction dyan.
Oh.
Tapos yung
Hindi
Reed
na
Bank
nila
is
ginalang.
very
Ano
close
pa?
to Palawan. Gusto natin i-develop pero matagal na. Noong pa mga 1980s, hinaharang na tayo dyan. Pinagbabawalan tayo. While it is maybe about 100 nautical miles away from Palawan and 700 nautical miles away
From
from
China?
Hainan.
From Hainan, that's the farthest south of China.
Yeah. Kaya yun ang yung the bully tactics, no. Kaya ito yung mga bagay na dapat pag-aralan natin. Pero maraming development, international development. Ang isa na nangyari sa ASEAN, and it is ironic kasi sa alam mo dito sa ASEAN Summit, mararamdaman mo na talagang medyo friendly tayo sa China. Di ba kahapon nga binigyan pa ng honor si Premier Li Keqiang sa Malacanang. Meron pang state dinner for him, no? Tapos ang haba ng mga 20 points yung joint statement covering practically everything. And within that, yung tungkol sa South China Sea, but surrounded by sweeteners. Project dito, project doon, tulay, yung Kaliwa Dam, other dams that China will, then the PNR South Railway.
Kamo nga, hindi naman yun babaon tayo sa utang
Utang na yan, kasama sa mga build natin. Pero on the side, what's ironic is that nagkaroon ng pagkakataon yung apat na malalaking bansa kasi matagal na nila pinag-uusapan itong tinatawag na Quadrilateral Alliance. Ang nag-initiate ito ang Japan. Noong una medyo alanganin ng India, ang Australia medyo alanganin, ang US gusto, no? Pero itong bandang huli, nag-decide ang India na pumasok dahil nakikita nila yung aggressiveness ng China in the South China Sea at yung aggressiveness doon sa Himalayas. Di ba, just a few months ago, mga September, nagkaroon sila ng standoff doon sa Doklam, sa may Butan area. Nagharapan yung mga troops. Wala namang barilan, pero matagal na standoff yun. Finally, just before the Congress, the Party Congress of China, nag-pull out ang China. Dito naman sa Australia, it was cited in this report na ang dahilan kung bakit Australia nag-decide kasi may political activities ang China sa loob ng Australia.
They're trying to subvert that nation.
Oo, yung political contributions, pati yung mga universities sila, pinapasukan doon. So sabi na sila, oops, di na. Of course, Japan has always been there because yung harapan nila sa Senkakus, no, sa may East China Sea. So on the side, nag-usap yung apat, President Trump of the US, Prime Minister Modi of India, Prime Minister Abe of Japan, Prime Minister Turnbull of Australia, at nagsimula.
Kasundo.
Highlighted, hindi masyado na-dyaryo dito, but internationally, South China Morning Post sa Hong Kong, malaking balita ito. And medyo alarmado ang China dito sa development ito because this is a powerful combination.
Alliance.
Powerful alliance. Big powers. Number one economic power is US. Sabi nila, may nagbanggit na number one daw ang China. Hindi pa. Kasi ang China's GDP is about 11.2 trillion. US GDP is 18.5 trillion. Malayo pa. I did a little arithmetic. 6.5% ang growth rate ng China ngayon. It will take mga 8 years bago makahabol. Kung hindi na umaandar, hindi na nag-grow ang...
America is growing at the rate of about 3%.
3%. Ang China's growth rate lumiliit na rin kasi nagmamature na ang economy nila. Now, ang Japan, the other party, $4.9 trillion. Ang India, 2.2 trillion. Ang Australia, 1.2 trillion. Ang combined nila, 26.8 trillion. That's a big economy. Napakalaki.
Alright, from 0928-465-1285-95. Kamahalan of Zibugay. Good PM po. Wala na po tayong magagawa sa South China Sea. Kasalanan yan nung nakaraang administrasyon. Dapat yan ibigay o ibenta. Sino ba tayo sa kanila? Kaya dapat mahinahon tayo.
Hindi pwede ibenta yan. Walang,
Hindi pwede sa Constitution
wala,
yan.
that will be unconstitutional. Kasi ang nangyari, nag-file ng complaint ang previous administration, nanalo noong July 12. So meron tayong award na pabor sa atin. Yun nga binabanggit nitong editorial na ito. Ang worry ng editorial po, na dahil hindi tayo kumikilos dito sa ruling na ito, baka sabihin lack of interest. Pero
in other
in
words,
fairness
parang
naman,
binabaliwala din natin.
ang sabi naman ng Presidente, at the proper time, i-take up niya ito. When is the proper time? I don't know. But to me,
Kung wala ka na sigurong paa at kamay at lalabi na lang sa iyo, dalawang kamay mo, tsaka ka magpoprotesta.
sa akin, ang proper time, dapat at least bago gumitna yung term ng ating Presidente. Siguro, kasi 2022 mag-i-end, no? Bago siguro mag-2019, dapat pinag-uusapan na ito. Hindi pwedeng matagalan.
Well, sa akin dito, a certain consistency in our position is needed. Mahirap maghigpit kung nagluwag ka eh.
Hindi, naiintindihan ko naman yung strategy ng gobyerno natin ngayon. No? Gusto natin ng economic engagement. And nakita naman natin yung resulta, $24 billion package, kahit paano, makakatulong yan, yung mga railway, mga project.
Alam mo, if we cannot even
pero sabi nga dito,
MRT3, what makes you think we have the capability to handle all of that infrastructure?
Well, meron tayong bagong DOTR ngayon. Hopefully, they can handle this transport projects better. May dalawang tulay na gagawin along the Pasig River, isa banda sa may Binondo, isa papuntang Bonifacio Global City.
The question naman dyan, kaninong labor ang gagamitin?
Ayun, yun. Dapat klaro yan. Kaya nga, lahat ng mga project, nakalagay din doon sa joint statement. All of this nakalagay doon, no, will be subject to rules of procurement. Kaya dapat may proper international tender.
Rules of procurement pertain to materials.
Yeah.
In other words, it has to be able to
yung
satisfy
labor, may labor
international
laws
standards.
tayo. O may labor laws tayo na pag...
I know, but under the nation-to-nation treatment, will this mean that China will build that thing with using their own labor, which they're doing all over Africa?
In Africa. Saka isa pa, yung mga project nila, pag masyadong malaki, no, we have to consider this. Kasi Sri Lanka is an example. Madalas banggitin ito. Ang Sri Lanka, tumanggap ng project from China, $1.4 billion. Nagpagawa sila ng port doon. Pero nangyari, hindi nag-activate ng gusto yung port, hindi kumikita. Mukhang naging white elephant yung port na ito. Kaya hindi sila makabayad. So ano nangyari? Ang ginawa ng China, okay, nag-restructure. Yung loan, most of the loan became equity. Kaya ngayon, China ang may-ari ng port. Tapos nagpagawa sila ng mga 10,000 hectare na isang area, gagawin na industrial zone.
Hindi na hinahanap sa atin
Kaya ngayon, nagra-riot, nagde-demonstrate yung mga Sri Lankans doon.
We have to pause for a few reminders. We'll be right back. Pero alam mo,